Welcome to the Astral Weather Report. I'm Jeremy Gene Wilson with the Light Army, and this is the report for September 3rd through 8th. This week is about clarity versus confusion and ultimately sorting the truth through all the noise. I'm going to jump right into the mental and emotional forecast. This week, you might recognize there's just a lot of overstimulation of the mind. There's just a tremendous amount of restlessness, and people are feeling a little bit overloaded, a little bit mentally overwhelmed. There's a lot of upstairs chatter this week. So ultimately, knowing that your thoughts are going to be jumping around, pay more attention, be a better witness. These thoughts are going to be about the vision you have for the future and the self-doubts, how those things are not possible or feasible. So, for entrepreneurs, we always dream big, but this week you will feel that. You will feel the tug of war between dreaming big and self-doubt, second guessing. So ultimately this week, if you can, just pay more attention to the inspiration and the resistance with your team, with your family, with groups. You'll feel one moment there's inspiration, one moment there's second doubts and questions and resistance. That's a natural part of the energy this week. So I would say pay attention, because this week the sun has moved into gate 64. Some people like to call gate 64 the gate of confusion. It can create a tremendous amount of overwhelm. The mind wants to solve problems that currently you don't have all the data to solve. So it's seeking clarity. Just pay attention to that, but you don't have to entertain all of it. The biggest gift from gate 64, from confusion and all the messy chaos that comes with life, is just ultimately finding the inspiration to come up with solutions to create clarity. From confusion, clarity comes. And so it's about arriving at the truth. It's about arriving at the fundamentals. This is paired with the earth moving into gate 63. Gate 63 is the gate of doubt. So this is all about logic and testing and the mind running models to ultimately say whether something's feasible or not feasible. So you can see this is a heck of a pair of gates. It's a gift though, right? It can lead to a lot of cynicism. It can lead to a lot of just mental paralysis in general. You could just never feel ready. You could say, this is what I want to do, and then what do I need to do to get that done? Well, a lot of times till we take the first step, the second step never appears, and there's no point in building a ladder plan. So to get the most out of this, to navigate this energy, to leverage it, to get the highest return, I would definitely just avoid over explaining this week, right? Your brain's gonna be running. You try and over explain, it's like grabbing at straws. Don't chase your thoughts. Consider your thoughts like a squirrel running back and forth on the fence in the backyard, and you're the dog. You don't have to jump up and chase every squirrel, every thought. You can just witness them, notice them, keep your system relaxed, decompress your stress internally. But my point is, you don't need to entertain every single thought. You don't have to bark at every squirrel that runs along the fence. To leverage this, just simplify, take all that clarity, that confusion. Maybe it's direction for career, your marketing, maybe it's relationships. There's a lot of noise. Anywhere that there's ambiguity or confusion is going to be amplified. Simplify, refine, get more clear on what you want, maybe what you wanted and what you want now. Journal them. Take a full page of paper and journal. Give yourself some prompts. What do I want? Where do I want clarity? What are potential solutions for problems I'm facing right now? Just dump, get it out of your head so that it's not running around, bouncing around like a ping pong ball. Take many moments to do some intentional breath work. I know this is cheesy coach crunchy talk, but do a 4x8 breath. Just, inhale 4, exhale 8. This slows down our thought patterns, gets us into our body, returns our nervous system to a center, a grounding, right? Head in the clouds is fine. Creating clarity up in that cloudy ambiguity is fine, but make sure you bring it down and ground in your breath and ground in truth. I would also say any major decisions, you're going to feel a lot of impulse over this next 5-6 days. Just delay big decisions, delay knee-jerk reactions and sharing yourself emotionally or your ideas for 24 hours. Before you respond to the thoughts, make sure they run through a 24-hour filter before you share things or come to big decisions. I would say those are the big pieces. And then last but not least, some prompts for journaling, or just some questions to be with, to remind yourself throughout this week. Write these down somewhere. Just Where are you confusing possibility, right? Positive or negative, for reality? You have to remember that faith and fear are both delusions. They're a projection on the future. So where are you confusing the possibilities of the future with reality? I highly encourage, that you use more discernment to find your clarity. Byron Katie's loving what is. Is that true? Do I know for certain that's true? How do I feel when I believe that thought? What's the evidence that that's true? And what's the opposite? What's the opposite of that truth? And where's the evidence that it's not true? Ultimately getting yourself clean, arriving at a place of reality and truth is probably the greatest thing you could do this next 4, 5, 6 days. And then ultimately just, how can I communicate truth without proof, without over-explaining, without explaining why? Can you share your truth without over-explaining, mansplaining, whatever that is to you? So number one, where am I confusing possibility for reality, and how can I communicate truth without having to explain or have proof, evidence, and a case to do so? So that's the Astral Weather Report for this week. Remember that you can always find the most current report at astralweather.com. We also post these over on YouTube and host those over on the Light Army YouTube channel. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipeline, Soul Science 101. Also next week, we'll be adding a guided visualization that will be paired with the weekly Astral Weather Report. And we're also launching the Breakthrough Lab this month as well. So follow along. If you would like more details about either of those, reach out on Instagram, Jeremy Eugene Wilson, Jaramy Eugene Wilson. Shoot us a DM and we'll get you taken care of. In the meantime, infinite love. Shine on. Bye for now.